Lovey, love,
Yeah.
love. The hoard is here. I thought you crafted the hoard, love.
I did craft the hoard. Look at all the gnomes.
Love,
Now we got a horde of
there's
gnomes.
a hoard of gnomes, love.
Yeah, it isn't
The
it great?
craft is here. The horde is here.
But yeah. but but now I got an army of gnomes. Aren't they cute? Look at, they're loving you.
Uh-oh.
What the heck?
Um, uh, sorry, sorry about that.
I don't know if they're gonna love you anymore. You're pushing them off.
Wave by.
Bye. All right, everybody, welcome to Craft Our Hoard collab with Joanna's DIY Life and me as Simply Blessed Crafts. We are gonna have some fun crafting stuff that we've had forever. Now, everybody knows, if you watch my channel long enough, project number 1, that I have a hoard of socks. I've picked them up on Amazon, I've picked them up at Dollar Tree, I've picked them up at even Walmart before. I've picked up socks that just attract my attention, whatever it is. So I'm gonna make a couple of fall gnomes, you guys. We're getting into fall season, and I'm loving every minute of it. It's starting to cool down and everything, so I'm excited. So I cut it above the heel, and I put some rice in it. Now I'm stuffing it with polyfill. You can use whatever you want that you have on hand to do all this. Now, I also showed you how to avoid using rubber bands at all, because I will always tell you to always cover your rubber band and do another piece of jute twine on top of it, because rubber bands don't last. You can also just tie it with jute twine. I usually use rubber bands just because it's easier to keep it closed and get it closed, prior to that. Anyway, and then I glued my beard on. Here I'm grabbing another sock. This is actually I've had it in my stash forever. I think I got it from my mom, but it's actually a Halloween sock. We're not going extremely that way at all today, so we're gonna just cut off the stripes. I liked the orange and the yellow. Since we're going for a little bit more of a fall decor here, we are going to go this direction, and we're going to make him into a cute little pumpkin gnome. So I'm going to glue the back down as we get him all situated here, and I'm going to brush out a little spot now for his little nose, and I'm going to glue a little wooden ball to his little face here. Now we're going to stuff his hat. So I am going to do this one a little bit different because we're going to make him into a pumpkin. So I am going to tie this off with some rubber bands here. And then we're going to use jute twine because he needs a stem. So I'm going to, first I'm going to tie it off because, of course, like I said, tie off your rubber bands with jute twine. Anyway, get it nice and tight. Now we're going to wrap our little hat thing up there, and we're going to make it into a stem. All I did was glue it down at the very beginning and just basically wrapped it. Now, when it gets towards the end is where I'll start using glue because you don't want it to come undone. And it gets kind of hard to wrap when it gets down to the very end of the little, spot there. Anyway, moving on, we are going to finish off this, the end of this here. as I didn't realize I had this much in there. Anyway, now we need a couple of little stems for his, around his little peduncle, which is what they're actually called. I usually call them stems just because that's what I'm used to. But anyway, we're going to glue little leaves down to his little peduncle up there. And we are going to now finish him off with some cute little freckles on his little nose. He needs the little freckles. And I actually think this one's my favorite. I think he turned out absolutely adorable. Project number 2, and you'll see more of him in the final reveal. So, going with fall, not something that everybody celebrates, but it does remind me of this, so I am going to include this one as well. Tootsie Rolls, guys. A lot of people do celebrate Halloween. I see Tootsie Rolls as a kind of a thing that a lot of people, you'll see them in stores. Let's just put it that way. You'll see a bunch of them in stores. I have socks, and I have a couple of Tootsie Roll socks. And I figured since we're going this direction, not really going into something that a lot of people don't like to watch because they don't celebrate it. So we're not going to go that far. We're just going to make a cute little Tootsie Roll gnome. And we're going to glue down his little beard. I chose a brown one to kind of tie in the Tootsie Roll color. I really wish I would have went darker, but I couldn't find a darker beard that would fit for this because I wanted it brown. So here is my other Tootsie Roll sock. This is more of the traditional Tootsie Roll. It's like the whole sock. Loved this one too, but I had to create a cuff around it because I didn't want that heel. When you put the heel on in a sock like that, it looks weird in the back because the heel will stick out. So I wanted to cut that off. And we don't have a cuff anymore. So we're going to make our own cuff just by gluing down and just flipping it around the edge. I wanted to try to keep as much of that red stripe on there as possible, but that didn't really work out in my favor a whole lot. It does show a little bit, and that's fine. Anyway, we're going to stuff that down right on his little head here. Make sure it's all situated. I actually had to turn this a little bit because I wanted the Tootsie Roll being shown in the very, very front of his head here, so I went that direction. And then I'm going to glue down his little nose again, just like so. And then glue his little rim of his hat down to his little nose. Now we're going to stuff his hat. And then we're going to tie it off with another rubber band and then use our jute twine to finish him off. I do actually leave the jute twine dangle a little bit on this one. I just thought it was a cute little touch. And there we have him. With a couple of freckles on his little nose. You'll see more of him in the final reveal. Project number 3. This one's a little bit different. We're not going gnome this time, guys. We're just going to create a pumpkin out of a sock. If you got socks, might as well use them. These ones I've had for a long, long time. These are kind of like those fuzzy socks that you get from Dollar Tree. They are thick, so they're a little bit harder to cut through. This one almost felt like nylon. It got a really weird texture. But I liked the brown and the white striping. I thought it would fit into a fall decor. So we're just going to make this one big and chubby and fat as much as we can for a sock. It's also the reason why I used these kind of brands of socks, because they kind of had that stretch to them. So now I tied a little bit of jute twine on there, and I went around it 4 times, as you kind of saw me do, to give the line effects of the pumpkin. I actually wish they would have went a little bit tighter, but for some reason it just, I don't know if he just wasn't chubby enough or what, but it just didn't really work out in my favor on that. But now we're just going to wrap the stem or the peduncle all the way down to the end here. And then we need to add another little leaf to our little pumpkin. And these were very simple projects, but if you have the hoard, you might as well craft with them. Final reveal, you guys. I hope you enjoyed all of this. I am loving the cute little freckles on their nose. My favorite, like I said, is our little pumpkin gnome. I think he turned out absolutely adorable. And like I said, Tootsie Rolls. Why not? I had the socks, I might as well use them. So we decided to go include him into the fall decor. He is also brown, which brown and orange and all that kind of tie into the whole fall theme. And then we made this cute little pumpkin down here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys go check everybody else out on the playlist. Give them all some love, hype, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next one. God bless you, and bye!